Surprise, motherfucker.
Yes, guys, welcome to the most must-see show on Cardiff City World, nay, Ace Podcast Nation. This is your Flower Hour. It is Tuesday night. It is quiz night, baby. I am joined by the man of the million tattoos and the million shows, apparently, these days, Mr. Matthew Angel. How you doing, my friend?
I'm better now, but I have had a nightmare tonight, I'll be honest with you. That's the first time I've, my laptop nearly went out the window. So, yeah, some technical issues tonight, but yeah, we're here now. Better late than never, innit?
100% back. We're on Simon's time tonight. We're doing the old Simon time scale where
Fergie time rather.
He turns up when he wants. So yeah, so thank you all for being so patient. I know we've had a few comments literally before we went live, so really appreciate it. And thank you for being patient with us. But of course, it is worth a while. It is Tuesday, it is quiz night, baby. So those of you new to the Flower Hour, a bit of housekeeping. We'll give it a little talk about we'll talk about the upcoming fixtures for Cardiff and things like that. But midweek shows for ourselves is more of a chilled, relaxed one. So it is quiz night, and we all love a quiz. So Mr. Matthew Angel, after about 7 months of missing out on doing a quiz for me, he has got one for us today. So I can't wait for that. 100% and what Angel's put up here for if you guys would like to join. If you want to join in the WhatsApp group we got knocking about, not going to lie, Damien, not calling names, it was a freaking eye-opener last night, but that was great. And I love people like that. It's a great character he is, mate. So it's lush to have people from different backgrounds and just different personalities involved, and that is great. We all got one goal at the end of the day is joy, happiness, and sponsoring a show. But yeah, moving swiftly on. So
we'll dive straight into it if you want, but it's entirely up to you. I don't think there's much news come out of Cardiff City camp this week. Obviously, no game midweek for us this week. Plymouth away on Saturday, early kickoff. So we can talk a little bit about Plymouth. I suppose their home record over the last couple of games has been decent. So it's not going to be an easy game going down here, is it?
No, and this is the end, if you like, of their alleged easier fixtures this month. Excuse me. Because correct me if I'm wrong, I think is it Burnley then the week after. So, it's one of those ones where you'd like to try and pick up points because I think March has got some heavy fixtures there. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, I know this is a Cardiff City related show, but we're not going to waste too much time on that. We're here for a laugh and a bit of fun. So I think personally, if it's okay with you all, we'll tough shit. If it's not, we're going to do it anyway. We'll dive straight into the quiz, my friend.
There's a few questions related, obviously, to Cardiff City and the FA Cup quiz. I've done, I think, 20 questions, so it might drag on a little bit. We'll see how we get on, though. We can always cut it a bit short if we want to, but we'll see what happens. But obviously, it's a bit of a mixed bag tonight. Like I said, some related to Cardiff City, some are not. Some might be easier than others. I'm glad I haven't got to answer them. So, yeah, well, without further ado, we'll dive straight into question number 1. Then, obviously, I'll keep an eye on the comments as well.
Yeah, I'll turn my comments off so I can't see all the answers. Okay.
So, question number 1.
Go.
Which team has won the most FA Cup finals? Which team has won the most FA Cup finals? Guys in the chat, you know the drill. Get your answers in the chat as quick as you can.
Arsenal.
People who haven't been before, you'll get the gist now. I'll read the question, give everybody a minute or two, and then away we go.
And Rhys Evans will Google everything known to mankind or his Nokia 3310, allegedly.
Rhys David Evans is sat next to Alexa tonight.
Where did he hire her from? Is it that high girl?
Mexico. So there's a lot of comments in the chat. Arsenal, Man United, Arsenal.
Oh, everyone's copying me, Ian. Okay. What's the answer, my friend? Are we still waiting?
The answer is, in fact, Arsenal.
Yeah, boy. 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah. Which manager has won the most FA Cups?
Fergie, probably.
Rob's gone straight in with Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, I think. Fergie. I'd go.
If somebody had asked me the question, I would have, without shadow of a doubt, that would have been my answer.
I feel like that response to that is saying that Fergie is wrong.
No thing. I'm not giving nothing away, but poker face me.
Yeah. I mean,
Sir Alex, we've got in the chat, Wenger, Fergie again, Wenger.
Wenger won it, I think, 3 times of Arsenal. I know Fergie didn't take it serious, really, back then. It's got to be. I'll stay with Fergie, but I think it's got to be between those two. I can't
take your first answer, but you can't change it now anyway. So
I said I'd keep my first answer. So shut your face.
The correct answer is Arsene Wenger.
Yeah, that was a 50-50. That was, wasn't it?
Right. This will test.
3 times he won it.
7 times.
7 times he won it. Good God.
I know. I didn't realize it was that many.
No. Fair play.
Cardiff played Portsmouth in the 2008 final. Who was the captain for Cardiff City that day, and who was the captain for Portsmouth?
That could be out. Steve McPhail.
I hope I haven't got that question wrong now. 7, but I don't give a shit anyway, to be honest. Yeah, Rob was straight in there with McPhail.
So Campbell, potentially.
When I look back at the teams, they had some players back in the day, Portsmouth, that campaign.
Yeah, it's wild. And what's mad is, mate, if that happened now, if they got that team together now, mate, they'd be getting sanctioned to shit with financial fair play, because there's no way they could have afforded those players and the financial fair play. Granted, a lot of them will come to the end of their career. Don't get me wrong, but
I'll read through their I'll read through the Portsmouth side that day, and it's bonkers. David James in goals, Glenn Johnson, Sol Campbell, Sylvain Distan, Herman Haridason, Lasana Diarra, John Utaka, Pedro Mendes, Nico Granchar, Sully Montari, and Kanu was the starting side.
And side comment, but the Sandiara, mate, one of the most underrated players, I think, in the last 20 years. What a defence midfielder he was. He was quality. Obviously, so
when
much
you
so.
look, when you look at that, it's incredible, isn't it? Right, the correct answer for Cardiff was, in fact, Stephen McPhail. And the correct answer for Portsmouth was Mr. Sol Campbell.
Bang!
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, fire tonight, boy. You can feel it come in.
Sticking to the 2008 FA Cup run, which team did Cardiff play in the third round in 2008? And at the time, they were the lowest team to have ever got to the third round of the FA Cup.
I want to say Tamworth, but I feel like I'm way out there.
A lot of correct answers in the chat. I
don't know what Tamworth stuck out for me, but yeah, I'm not 100% confident on it. I'm sure they did play him in an FA Cup third round or the last 20 or so years, but whether it was that one, I don't know.
Give it another minute or two. When you hear the answer, you know it. So it's not Tamworth.
No.
Never mind, but you tried. Mummy likes a tryer.
Special badge for a tryer.
So, like I said, there's quite a few correct answers. The correct answer is, in fact, Chasetown.
Nah.
Here's one for you. You should get this one. How many FA Cup finals have Cardiff actually been in?
What? Since the existence?
Since the existence of the FA Cup, how many finals have Cardiff City been in?
I'm toying between 2, 3.
Bonus points if you can name the years.
No, I can't. I'll go 3.
I'm going to guess the years. You should know 2 of them.
Um, 27. I can't think.
I haven't even named the years myself, mine, but
no, I can't think of the one that they got to. I get my Carling Cup ones confused at times. Yeah, it's just a trait. I couldn't give you the bonus point, my friend.
That's all right.
Anybody got the right ones?
I can't remember. I didn't write them down, to be fair.
You can't go pretty big balls and say what's the year, which ones was it, etc.
Well, I thought it was a good bonus point question. I just forgot to write it down.
If you want the answer yourself, you melt.
That's all right. I got it. So the correct answer is, obviously, we won the cup in 1927. We lost in the FA Cup final in 1924-25 season. And obviously we lost to Portsmouth in 2008. But we will win it in 2025. So Jamie said, so happy days, Jim. We'll take Abbott, I think, as long as what would you prefer, win the FA Cup and get relegated, or stay in the Championship?
Stay in the Championship. Stay in the Championship, mate.
European football in League One it'd be then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Mate, let's be real. League One is a horrific division. You know, we've seen good teams go down there and, sounding doom and gloom, but never come back. Yeah. And it is literally a Championship 2.0 for me. The quality's so good now. The money that goes down in this division. You look at Birmingham, Wrexham, Granted, Birmingham probably will go up and Wrexham, maybe not so much, but they got more money than most of us Championship sides, some of these clubs. And
well, how much did Birmingham pay for that striker? Was it like 10 million or something? 13 million?
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad, mate. And again, this is another conversation. I'd love if we can get hold of someone who knows financial fair play a hell of a lot better than what we do to talk us through it, because it is something that interests me. I don't know, I don't understand it massively, but I got a grasp of it. And it just makes it's wild how that's a thing. But yeah, you don't want to fall in that predicament where you're going down. I don't think personally, and people will say otherwise, and I respect that because it's a cup win and it's huge. That is massive, but for me, is staying in the second tier of the football pyramid.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. As much as it would be nice to win the FA Cup, I think I'd prefer to stay in the Championship as well. To be fair, I'd take losing in the final and staying up as long as it's not the last game of the season. We've got to go to Norwich and get anything. Let's hope it's done and dusted before then.
What's the consensus in the chat?
Somebody's mixed bag, but it is a mixed bag.
Yeah,
some would take the cup. Which, yes.
There's no right or wrong answer there, though, mate. I don't think. I don't think there's a wrong answer to it.
Everybody's got their opinion and deserve their thing, but...
Yeah, both scenarios are both worthy. Like the fact
apparently Celtic are 1-0 up in Munich as well, going off subject.
No. We've already seen AC Milan go out tonight. That'll be huge. I think Atalanta were on their way out as well. They were losing. Was it Bruges? I think they were down.
Right, so let's get back into it. So the correct answer was 1925, 1927, 2008. Question 6. Which non-league side reached the quarterfinals of the FA Cup in 2017?
Sugar.
I'll give you a clue.
Yeah.
A former guest we've had on here is heavily linked to that club as well.
On our show. Yeah? On our show.
On our show, yeah. He's been on a couple of times with us.
Well, it's got to be either Fleets or Gavin Gordon. Lincoln?
Luke Reynolds sent me a message to join the chat, buddy. I think you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel, pal. And you can comment in the chat then, sign in then via your YouTube. If you're not sure how to do it, but get Archie to show you.
Don't want Luke in here. Fuck him.
More viewers, but hit that subscribe button. Happy days. Are you going to have a stab in the dark, Embed?
Yeah, Lincoln. With Gav Gordon, Lincoln. I'm just trying to think of the people we've had on twice. Yeah, Lincoln.
Yeah, the correct answer is, in fact, Mr. Gavin Gordon, good friend of the show, top man as well. Happy days. Number 7. What year was the first FA Cup final? And I can give you a choice if you would like one. If anybody wants to go for it, by all means you can. But I can give you A, B, or C if you like.
I'm going to chuck one out and see how close I am. 1895.
1895, Rob goes with. Anybody else want to go higher than that, go lower than that? Howell's gone for 1912.
Yeah, it's earlier than that.
Rhys David Evans goes for 1901 for a guess. Look, I can't read my phone, but I'll do this.
Should look at mine.
Happy days. Rhys Lasky goes for 1903. 1907, says Bob Bank. Right, I'm going to chuck it in the mix now and stir things up a little bit, yeah? Jamie goes 1908. Is it 1904, 1854, or 1872? A, B, or C?
Say them again.
I'll read them again. What year was the first FA Cup final played? 1904, 1854, 1872.
1872.
Rob says 1872. Vincent Taylor, 1854. Bob Bank, 27, 1872. Jamie, 1904. Rhys, 1904. There's a mixed bag here. There's a mixed bag here. The correct answer is actually 1872.
Come on, boys. Massive.
Right. This is a bit of a random one because I never knew this existed, right? In 1991, which club became the first Scottish team to play in the FA Cup proper for 105 years?
Oh, this is a proper pub quiz question, this. Someone proper right on the border of Newcastle. I'm sure of it. I've got Dumbarton in my head. I'm not. I don't know. I can't think. It's one of those. I think I'll kick myself.
I'll leave it go for a minute or two. But I never even knew that kind of that ever happened. But to be honest, something new I've learned today. So
yeah. They wanted to make it a thing. I think where certain clubs could do it, and do
you think there should be like a competition where the Scottish? I know obviously you've got the Champions League and stuff like that, but
I think it'd be nice. Maybe not nice the wrong way, but I think would be good. Would be almost like a UK Football League Cup. So, like, you have, excuse me, anyone from the football pyramid in England and Wales, Scotland, Ireland potentially as well, taking away the Premiership and SPL or wherever, have a little cup competition.
yeah.
And the prize could potentially be a spot for not Champions League, UEFA Cup or whatever, but like the Nations League. Like, it's not the Nations League. Sorry, what's that crappy little one West Ham won a couple of years ago?
Sorry.
The what?
It was something like European.
So they not necessarily qualify automatically, but they go into like a qualifying spot, for example. Do you know? I don't know. It's just something to think about. But I suppose these lower clubs in Scotland and things like that, they don't have the financial funding that the Football League pyramid has in England, does it? So
no. Right. Some have said Berwick. Some have said Queen's Park. Again, I'm not feeling confident with the research of my answers now, but from the quiz I took it for earlier, the correct answer is Gretna.
That's possible.
Yeah. That's why it told me don't shoot the messenger for...
No, I think that's definitely possible, mate. Because Gretna's quite famous, isn't it? For a few reasons. So I think that's definitely plausible. That could be right.
Let's move on before I get it. Anybody starts thinking anyway. What does the FA stand for in FA Cup?
Football Association.
Yeah, there's a little bit more to it than that.
Okay. Cup.
Nearly. Rhys David Evans as well says the Football Association.
Copying me again as year back.
It's a bit of a crap one. This one is, to be fair. But it's just trying to fill slots. Like
this one together.
Yeah,
comes back in it.
So the correct answer, I'll get rid of this one, is the Football Association Challenge Cup. I never knew that. Wow. Right, two-part question for the next one, number 10. Who has scored the fastest goal in FA Cup history, and when was it scored?
Oh, see, my first thought was Roberto Di Matteo. Now, I think that was 99 season. But
I'm just going back to Rhys. The Football Association Challenge Cup. Bullshit, really. Rhys, it was a shit one.
Yeah, so my first thought was Roberto Di Matteo, but I don't know whether that was the fastest in an FA Cup final. Nah, I'm not too sure. I go Di Matteo, mate, and I think it was like 98, 99 season. But
nice.
Again, I'm not 100% convinced on that one. Because that could have been broken by now, potentially.
The correct answer is Louis Saha, 25 seconds.
Story of my life.
Well, 25 seconds. Happy days. Number 11. What year did Everton last win the FA Cup?
Oh, God. Scum. 92-93 season.
Rob goes for 92-93. Any advance on 92-93? Jamie, 1984. Howell, 1995. Rhys David Evans, 1978.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'm pretty sure the captain was it Dave Watson at the time. I got images of him. Can you remember him, centre half?
Oh, what a player. I like Dave Watson.
I'm sure
that makes me think that I might be close now then.
I'm sure that he was the captain, but I might be barking up the wrong tree. It might have not been that one.
What did I say? 92-93.
Yeah. The correct answer is, in fact, and it is, the right answer is in the chat. The correct answer is 1995.
I don't mind that.
Anybody tell me if Dave Watson was, in fact, the captain? I'm sure I've got it.
Mate. I went far off there.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had a clue, but unless I'd seen the answers. But I can just see it. I can picture him lifting the trophy. Whether he was captain or not, I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure he was. He was captain. So well done to those who got that one right. Fair play.
Yeah, 100%. It was a great show.
Here's a great question, right? Which manager has won the FA Cup at the old Wembley, the new Wembley, and as it was, the Millennium Stadium? That's a mad question, isn't it?
it's got to be 1 or 2 though. What was it though?
Fergie, Klopp.
I'll go Wenger then, just to be awkward. Klopp, who said Klopp? Not Klopp, man.
Graham's
Klopp
going
was playing in the fucking 4th division in Germany when they're playing the old Wembley, I expect. Yeah, it's got to be between Fergie and
Vincent Taylor says Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, I'll go Wenger just to be awkward, but it could be either of them.
The correct answer then is in fact Mr. Arsene Wenger. So well done.
Mm-hmm. John, class.
You should get this one. If you don't get this one, I'm disappointed in him.
I've got the hard ones.
What was the name of Cardiff City's winning captain from the 1927 FA Cup final?
You just put it.
When there's a statue of him outside the club.
You put it in the shame you ever knew.
Not at all.
I can't think how you say surname. Fred. Not Keenan, is it? Kino?
There's quite a lot of correct answers in the chat. Rhys David Evans was the first one in there. Rhys, Paul, Graham.
Kino, is it? Fred Kino.
Fred Kino, the only winning captain from an FA Cup final for Cardiff City. Until Aaron Ramsey picks it up in 2025.
Shut up. Yeah, but fucking nails blinked by then, probably.
It's a bit harsh as Paul, but you're right. Come on, Rob, you should know it, you Jack supporter.
Right, let's talk about it.
Which current Premiership club has made the final 4 times but has never won the competition?
Newcastle.
Rob goes for Newcastle. Any advance on Newcastle? When we're talking about Newcastle, then obviously the League Cup finals in a couple of weeks' time. Different cup competition again, but best chance Newcastle have had to win any silverware over the last, donkey's years, mate.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And do you know what? I don't like the billionaire owner thing, and I don't like. I say that because it's not Cardiff, but I don't like the where the owners come from. If you're with me, but I respect massively what Eddie Howe's done, mate. He's done a great job. He's not gone there and what everyone thought. And again, this goes back to financial fair play. He's not gone there and bought players for 100 million left, right, and centre. He's bought decent players, mate, decent quality footballers, and made a good team. And
I know you obviously got a soft spot for Liverpool as well, same as me. Yeah. But there's one game that I honestly wouldn't mind Liverpool losing, because I would love, obviously, the Northeast, and I think we've said this on many podcasts previously, all the teams up in the Northeast are, really well supported, none more so than obviously than Newcastle. And I think, the fans deserve something, and I think it'd be awesome just for them. And like I said, I wouldn't be too disappointed if Liverpool lost that game, to be honest.
No, 100%, mate. And I think it'd be deserved. It's a huge club with a huge following. And I don't like the motto of this club deserves success because of the size. But I do think with Newcastle, they deserve it, at least to have an FA Cup trophy, I think, personally. So, no, it's going to be a good final, that'll be, I think. It'll be a big final, be an interesting one I'll definitely watch it myself, personally. So, happy days.
Happy days. So the correct answer, and Rhys has made me think twice again now about getting my where I get my information from. The correct answer is, in fact, Leicester City. Rhys seems to think they won it a couple of years ago, but I can't recall Leicester City winning the FA Cup. I know they won the League Cup, didn't they, under Martin O'Neill?
Yeah, they won the FA Cup, mate, as well. Must have been about 6-7 years ago, I think it was.
No idea, but no idea.
Did you get answers from Pornhub or something?
No, don't use that one.
Yeah,
they did actually. They did. They won it in 1920-21. So apologies. The source I got that question from is complete and utter bullshit.
So, well, what did everybody else say? Out of interest.
Nice, easy one next time. A lot said Newcastle, Spurs. Howell says Bayern scored on 94 minutes to knock Celtic out.
Unlucky.
And JT just reiterates that Leicester won it in 2000. JT just put the boot in, but kick a man when he's down, buddy.
That John Terry.
Yeah. Right, I'm not doing a quiz again. Nice easy one for you next time. Next one. The Crazy Gang was given to the winners of the 1988 Cup final. What was the name of the team?
Wimbledon.
What team did they beat in the 1988 Cup final?
Liverpool.
Score?
2-0. 2-1.
1-0. Quite straightforward one, that one. Everybody's got Wimbledon. Graham says 1-0 as well. Well done, great. Gav as well.
The answer right there. Yeah, Crazy Gang was mad. That was mad.
Yeah, some of the stories you hear is a bit bonkers, isn't it?
Oh, mate.
Who was the first ever player to be sent off in an FA Cup final? Probably a bit before our time, but if I'm completely honest, but it's probably one of them questions that's probably been floated around a bit. So the first player to be sent off in an FA Cup final.
Can you give us a year or something at least for that?
I think I might be able to, but 1985.
Can you give me more than that?
Man United player. And no disrespect to the gentleman, but I don't really know. I've heard of his name briefly, but I don't know anything about him, not even what position he plays, to be honest.
Oh, there you go. That goes my next question then. I don't know. I don't know.
The correct answer is in the chat.
I won't look.
Paul got the correct answer. It was, in fact, Kevin Moran. Well done, buddy. Top knowledge, that is.
Moran, that's quality. That's cracking knowledge, especially if you didn't Google it. Don't be a cheater, Paul.
In the period 2000 to 2020, there was only 2 clubs outside of the Premiership to have played in an FA Cup final. Can you name both teams?
2000 to 2020.
Correct.
Well, Cardiff.
Cardiff won.
Wycombe Wanderers. Oh, fuck no, that was the League Cup, wasn't it? Hang on, who did? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, and I'm not 100%, mine, but I'm pretty sure that FA Cup final was at the Millennium Stadium, but I'm not 100%.
No.
Somebody might be able to quote me on it. Yeah, how are you can have extra point for the year, mate, because you have got the correct answer, my friend. But I haven't written the year down.
Well, now, old mate.
So the correct answer is, in fact, Millwall and Cardiff City. I'm sure Millwall played Man United, didn't they? I'm sure it was in Cardiff. I'm sure it was.
Didn't Millwall then? You probably won't know, Inge. Didn't Millwall on the back of it qualify for Europe because United won the FA Cup? But then, because United was already in the cup position, the European position, that Millwall just qualified because of that. I could be wrong. I'm sure Millwall qualified for the UEFA Cup on the back of that then, in the qualifying stages.
Possibly. And it was, in fact, in Howell 2004, buddy. You are right.
Well done, Bad.
Yeah, good knowledge, that, mate. Fair play to you.
4 points for Howell tonight, boy. Smashing it.
Can you name the first non-British or Irish player to captain a winning side in the FA Cup final? So he's not British, he's not Irish. Who was the first non-British Irish player to captain a winning side in the FA Cup final?
Jesus.
Man United beat Millwall 3-0 that day, and he was, in fact, in the Millennium Stadium. Yeah.
Does anyone know if they did qualify for Europe after? I'm sure of it. I'm sure that they qualified for the qualifiers, if that makes sense. Non-British and Irish captain. No idea. Can you give us a hint?
He's played for Leeds and Man United. I mean, probably a couple of other clubs as well in his career, but that's the two that stick out for me. Vieira would have been my guess, says Rhys. Sorry?
Eric Cantona.
That's not a bad shout, but Eric Cantona. Howell says Cantona. Rhys David Evans, I think, before obviously I put the things in it, said Vieira would have been my guess, but probably before my time. What a player he was, but quality. Ooh. Gavin Kellen says Alan Smith. Paul says Ruud Gullit. Rhys David Evans. Now I've said Leeds and United. He goes Cantona. Mr. Rob Boyle was in fact correct with Mr. Eric Cantona, the Kung Fu master. That was bonkers, that was as well, wasn't it?
Mad, man.
Crystal Palace.
Joe, like there's two memories from my younger watching football days is that and two Paolo Di Canio moments. The one where he pushes the ref over and there's a stumble fall. And do you remember, I can't remember who West Ham were playing against, and he just made this proper like soft turn and ball come in, keeper was injured, and he just caught the ball. Yeah, it's mad. What a mad, crazy guy Di Canio is. Like,
quality player, yeah. Right, nearing the end, guys. Number 19, I think we touched upon this briefly a little bit earlier, so it'll be interesting to see if anybody gets this one. Name the only team to win the FA Cup and then get relegated in the same season.
Leicester City.
Straight in with Leicester City.
No.
There's a good fact as well when you're still thinking a minute by Gavin. Apparently, Richard Shaw, our number 2, was the player that made Cantona go nuts that night.
That's a great stat. No, not less than Wigan. I'll go for.
Yeah, Wigan. There's lots of Wigan in the chat. Middlesbrough in the chat.
Leicester was the next year, I think, wasn't it? They went down.
The correct answer was, in fact, Wigan. What a team they had as well back in the day, mind. But again, they're another team, like you mentioned earlier, kind of gone, and haven't come back, have they?
100%, mate. It's a dangerous place to go. Like a Charlton Athletic.
Yeah. Last question, then. Can you name the youngest scorer in an FA Cup final?
I need some clues on that, mate.
Don't think I can give you any bet. I'll wait for the guys in the chat first, see if anybody gets any guesses while I search for some clues for you. I'll give you a clue. He's from Northern Ireland.
What year?
Oh, now you're asking, but I haven't done that much fucking digging into it, man.
Well, can you give me a decade? Are we talking noughties, 90s, 80s?
80s, in the 80s, buddy.
George Best.
Georgie Best. He made over 200 appearances for Manchester United, and he also represented Everton as well, this player.
Well, George Best, then.
It wasn't Mr. George Best, no, you're right.
Nah, pass. I'd kick myself, though, because I probably should know it.
The correct answer was Mr. Norman Whiteside. Well done, Darren Jeffries and Gavin.
Great shout, boys, who got that. Dirty Norman.
Yeah.
Dirty Norman. That's a great shout. Really good shout. Getting that.
That brings an end to the 20 question quiz. I know it was a little bit all over the shop tonight, but it's something a bit different and something to pass an hour on a scruffy Tuesday night, that when there's no football related stuff to go on about. Well, not Cardiff City related anyway, so
100%, and that's why I like these sort of quiz nights, mate. It's, that's what it's all about. It's a bit different. Engaging, it's lovely to hear. Well, apparently there's quite a few comments. I can open my comments back up now, but it's lovely to see so many people partaking and things like that. So it's great, man.
I think what I'm going to have to do as well, I think I've done it in work previously. You can set up like a website, can't you? Give a PIN number to everyone. They can type their answer in there or select their answer. It keeps track of it. We'll have to look into doing that so we can keep kind of tally of Kahoot, is it, or something like that?
Kahoot, that's the bugger. Yeah, I use it in work as well for the random quiz times, and it's class. 100%.
Yeah, we'll have to.
How do we do that, but because Kahoot is wicked. That's a good one, that is, mate. We will look at our next quiz when I do it and I get the right answers, the right questions. I'm only joking. Obviously, do appreciate it, mate, because I know it may look easy getting these questions, but it freaking ain't. Like, it's not.
No, I'm going to go 3 kids to taxi, the blinking dance lessons and all sorts. But no, it was a bit last minute, guys. So
no, awesome job, Bat. Quality, Bat. Thank you all so much for joining and taking part. Next time we will come back with Kahoot or some other company to do that. I think so. I think that'd be a good idea. So we can
couple of things just to mention as well. Sorry, but the thing is just before you say your goodbyes, just a reminder: Size Show on Cymru Sport is tomorrow evening. 7 till 8 is obviously the Cardiff City talk, and then 8 till 9 is to talk around Welsh football. So obviously there's been lots to talk about tomorrow. Darren Pearce is going to be on. I had a row in the WhatsApp group today because I said somebody from the first team squad is coming in And
you knew it was coming, though, man.
They slated me. I did say to you after we went off live last night, didn't I? They're going to slate me after this. But he's a member of the first team squad. He's in the coaching setup, and But I had a ridicule for that.
And he's in my DMs as well, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, he's a top man. He's a legend, and and a really nice guy as well. So it should be interesting to see what he has to say. I'm not sure how much he will be able to say. Obviously, now he's in the mix, but it'll be interesting. And Simon's also joined by BBC journalist, presenter, Mr. Rob Phillips tomorrow. So that'll be another interesting one as well. So, yeah, good luck to Si tomorrow night on his radio show. He's going from strength to strength. He's getting some decent names there. So all the best with that one. Just a reminder as well. Sorry, but bring that one back up in a second. Just a reminder for anybody in the chat who's not a member or in the members WhatsApp chat. If you do want to join the members WhatsApp chat, you can email that email. Send us your number, and we'll get you added into the WhatsApp group. No problem at all. And the last thing from me before I let Rob do the goodbyes is if you do want to support us, the link is going across the bottom there, or you can scan the QR code just above my head there, or whatever it is on your screen. That QR code will take you to the Ace Podcast Nation Patreon page. But I think a lot of people now are signing up through Cardiff City World on YouTube. By doing it through the Cardiff City on YouTube, it does allow you to comment in the chat as well. So you might prefer, I think you can comment on both, but I don't think if you're an Ace Podcast Nation on Patreon, I don't think you get to see some of the comments for some reason. But yeah, if you can support us for the price of a cup of coffee a month, it goes a long way to help Si and the team behind closed doors to make sure content's put out for you 7 days a week. Sorry to go on and on, but that's all from me. Thanks everybody for engaging. I'll leave it for Rob to say the goodbyes.
Yeah, before we do, do you want to jump on this one? Before we go, can we soon have votes on subjects in the live chat? 100%. I massively welcome it. So obviously we do have quiz nights and things like that, and you're a Patreon member, Jay, aren't you? I believe. Is he a Patreon member?
I'm pretty sure he is. I think Jamie's he's on board, and Mondays are pretty much off the cuff. We kind of talk about anything, but if there's anything you guys do fancy talking about or want us to cover, 100%. Whether that be on members, on the Flower Hour, after the live is finished, give us some ideas, guys, because we're at the end of the day is all for you guys. So, we're happy to talk anything. I mean,
1,000,000%. It hasn't got necessarily football. It hasn't got necessarily Cardiff. It can be whatever you want to talk about. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you guys and girls, they and thems, you are supporting us, and you don't understand how much we appreciate it. So, literally, we are called to talk about whatever, and I mean whatever. So, if there's a particular topic you want to talk about, if you don't want to put in the chat, if you want a message, I have myself arrange directly about, more than happy to do so as well.
So you can. This is a great point made by Rhys. Said before now we go into an email for advice, and you guys offer help or advice on subjects. So that email I posted up in the chat earlier about sending your number for joining the WhatsApp group. This one, if you want to email any ideas there, please do. Any subjects you would like us to talk about and bring up, by all means, send out an email to that email address, and me, Rob, or Si will pick that up, and we'll bring it to the party and we'll have a little look at it.
Should we do a Dear Rob, I reckon? Like Super Kev used to do. Let's do a Dear Rob, I think, on the Patreon show on Monday now. If you've got a predicament that you want to discuss, you can remain anonymous. That's absolutely fine. But if you want to email your predicament to that email address that Ange put up, we'll do a Dear Rob on a Monday on a Patreon or Dear Flower, whatever you want to call it. I think we should smash them out on a Monday, mate. I think that'd be great fun. And so I used to love it when Super Kev used to do it. So, like I said, Mondays is literally whatever we want to do. So it's our time. And it's whatever you guys want to do as well. So I reckon a cheeky little Dear Rob or Dear Matt or whatever you want to call it on a Monday will be mint. So you got our email address. Maybe put it in the chat as well. Someone just obviously, it's obviously not popped up all the time, but someone could put our email address in the chat afterwards. And just like Rhodri, otherwise it'll be person wants me also. No, I'm a professional, mate. But that's a great shout. I definitely that's what we should do. And where did he put it to? Yeah, 100% Jamie, mate. Sorry, Adrian, I just took over your thing there, but 100%. These ideas are class, like it's things like this, which is going to keep us going and be a little bit different, and the more interactive we are, it's wicked. So, hang on, wait. Well, back up from Graham a minute. Is he asking for advice on ladies, boys, or is he asking for advice on lady boys? If it's on lady boys, I know
private message Rhys David Evans.
Potentially another person as well.
You want to join the WhatsApp group?
But she is chicks with dicks. All right. Anyway, let's just get out of control. It's not Monday. I know it's more relaxed than your uptight Saturday show you normally do, Angel. But thank you all so much for joining. Matty appreciated it. And thank you for staying with us. I know we're obviously a bit late, but without further ado, is there anything one left to say, my friend?
Up a flower.